Good evening, folks. This is Deb. So tonight we're going to take a little trip overseas as we talk about Caitlin Clark's global reach. Okay. Look, we already know that Caitlin Clark has millions of fans all around the globe. We know that. But she is now poised um, to become even bigger, if that's at all possible. In spite of the fact that she missed most of the 2025 season due to injury, Caitlin Clark's star, okay, has not dimmed in the least bit. And, you know, her Nike Christmas Day commercial has reignited the conversation about this because she also just completed a video interview with a Chinese sports channel. And we're going to play a few minutes of that for you tonight before we close out this video. So let's talk about Caitlin Clark and how, in a very short period of time, she has become the symbol of the WNBA's present and future. Okay. We're talking about a woman who has a unique combination of personality, charisma, and elite basketball skills. I'm sorry, folks, but calling her basketball skills great is not good enough. She is a generational talent who has certainly put in a lot of work to become the elite basketball player that she is, but she has been given a gift, all right, of talent to start this whole process with. And players like Caitlin Clark simply do not come along very often in professional sports. And as hard as it is for some people in the WNBA to grapple with that, that's just the way it is. Okay. It has happened before. We could talk about Michael Jordan. Okay. We could talk about LeBron James. We could talk about any number of people. Billie Jean King. Okay. There are players who were destined to become great, and Caitlin Clark is one of those players. All right. And she possesses a skill set that is unmatched right now in all of women's professional sports, and really maybe in some of the men's basketball league. All right. There are some people who are saying that she is as good as, if not better than, some of the male players. All right. And I'm not going to argue with that. Okay. In fact, Steph Curry has said before that she is an amazing shooter, but to consider that the only thing she can do would be diminishing her skills. All right. He has given her her flowers more than once publicly. All right. So now I kind of stumbled upon this interview and I want to play it for a few minutes, okay? So you can hear this. I mean, it was pretty funny at the beginning. They were making jokes and I cut some of that out. You can see it when you watch it. I will put the video obviously in the description of this particular video. But it's a pretty good conversation. I'm going to play some of it right now for you.
A winner already. But let's go back to the beginning of your basketball journey. Is there any moment you feel like basketball is a little bit challenging for you, or you're born to be a winner, you never feel like that?
That's a great question. Honestly, I feel like there's obviously a lot of challenging moments throughout my career. I feel like I probably always had a lot of natural skill, but I also wanted to get a lot better at it. So I always found ways to challenge myself. So that's probably when I felt the most challenge, is when I would, whether it was a hard workout or a bad game or something like that. I feel like you find ways to challenge yourself within those moments. But I would probably say I always kind of had a natural skill for it and just a knack for basketball, but I also really loved it and wanted to get better at it.
Got you. So mostly you are born to be a winner.
I guess we can say that.
之所以我们聊天的地点会停电，是因为我们的对话是在一个房车中进行的。就在我们采访的时候 ，Caitlin 正在拍摄这样一条最新的耐克广告。
Hey, Caitlin! Can you make it from there? Hey, Caitlin, how about from here?
Come on, guys.
这里出现的这群孩子们胸前写着 Iowa Attack， 这是一支爱华州本地的 AAU 球队。NBA 球员哈里森·巴恩斯在高中时加入过这支球队，并在这里成为了全美第一高中生。他也成为了 Caitlin 的儿时偶像。6年级时 ，Caitlin 也加入了 Iowa Attack。11年级的暑假 ，Caitlin 与 Iowa Attack 一起赢得了意外必有的全国冠军。这段 AAU 的比赛经历也让 Caitlin 意识到，他真的有机会打 WNBA。
Is there any moment you feel like, I mean, at the early age, you feel like I can really play at the highest level of basketball?
I would probably say I kind of felt that maybe in middle school. I think it was always my dream to like be able to play in college and then hopefully play professionally. Like I loved watching basketball growing up. I loved watching the NBA, the WNBA, like even college or high school basketball. Like I loved being around it and I always dreamed of being able to do that. So I feel like in middle school is kind of like when I realized I was probably a little bit better than most of the other girls that were my age, and I started playing up quite a few ages, and you know, I realized like I wanted that to be my future. So then I continued to like work really hard at it. But I would probably say middle school is kind of when I realized I could be good at it.
Is that the same moment you realize your basketball is a little bit better than your soccer?
Yeah, probably. And I really liked soccer, and I continued to play soccer throughout high school. I ended up quitting after my sophomore year of high school, but that was only because it conflicted so much with AAU basketball, and I wanted to focus on basketball and be really good at basketball, but I really liked soccer too. And I think soccer helped me, honestly, become a better basketball player too. Definitely made me be in good shape all the time.
Got you. The time you quit the soccer is when you won this national championship with Iowa Attacks.
Yes. When we won with all Iowa Tech.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we won that. I quit right after my sophomore year, and then my junior year was when we won our AAU national championship.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's when Katie noticed you.
Yeah, Katie came to the national championship game. That was pretty fun, and we all got KDs, and we won in front of him in Chicago. That was a really good memory, yes.
I remember watching her when she was a summer going into her senior year. I was in Chicago for 3 days for the girls AAU nationals.
Yeah.
And all ages. I happened to see the 17 on the girls, and she was in the championship. And her team from Iowa, like, I figure a few of those girls on her team now, but they played together so smooth, but she was always leading that shit. She always had the ball in her hands. Everybody was playing off of her. She just commanded the whole game. I was like, who the hell is this? She is nice. It was like, oh, she's the best player in the country. I was like, oh, damn. I see it now. Like, you know, like when you walk in and you don't even know who anybody is, and they just be like, yo, that's the best player in the country right there. It's just like, yo, that shit hits you out of nowhere. Like, let me really focus in on her. Yeah. Then I started following her career. And
回到广告，
She can't make it from there. No chance.
这里出现的是 Kelsey 兄弟，前 NFL 球员 Jason Kelsey 以及他的弟弟酋长队的 Travis Kelsey， 泰勒 Swift 的男友。从小 Caitlin 就是 NFL 酋长队的粉丝，而 Kelsey 兄弟也一直支持着他。1年前 Caitlin 去做客了他们的播客节目 New Heights。
Alrighty, our guest today is a 6-foot guard from the University of Iowa, the NCAA all-time Division I scoring leader, the first pick of the WNBA draft, WNBA assist leader, all-star, and 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year. She's the most requested guest in the history of our show, and the Time Magazine Athlete of the Year, Miss Caitlin Clark. Please welcome everyone. Yeah.
I appreciate it. I'm excited. I don't get excited about many things, but this was at the top of my list.
回到广告，
Caitlin, from me to left. You got it.
I'm not even gonna ask.
这位站在聚光灯中心的是 Caitlin 的大学教练，爱荷华大学主教练 Lisa Bluder。Bluder 教练早在 Caitlin 7年级时就见过她。
She was like 7th grade playing up against high school players, and I thought, wow, this kid is going to be pretty amazing. You could tell she had moxie at a young age and was out there very confident. You could tell that she was going to be special.
高中毕业之前，作为5星级高中生 ，Caitlin 响应了 Bluder 教练的招募，留在了家乡的爱荷华大学。在 Caitlin 加入之前，爱荷华大学已经有近30年没有回到 Final Four， 但是他们2人都坚信着爱荷华大学女篮能再一次回到全国之巅。2023年的风光3月 ，Caitlin 在精英8强狂砍41分、10个篮板、12次助攻，战胜海利所领衔的路易维尔大学。爱荷华大学时隔31年重返 Final Four，2024年他们又再一次闯入 Final Four。在 Caitlin 大学毕业之后 ，Bluder 教练也结束了自己在爱荷华大学24年的执教生涯。
For myself, is like she believed we would be here and be in this moment, and that was the greatest thing for me. You know, going throughout the recruiting process is like I wanted to play for a coach that had the same vision that I did, and you know, we were probably about the only 2 people that believed we would be at a Final Four, and now we're at back-to-back Final Fours. And additionally, I think like she's one of the best leaders I've been around. I'm just lucky to be coached by her.
回到广告。
Hey, Caitlin from here might be impressive. Am I right?
Whatever, Chet.
这里出现的是知名喜剧演员 Caitlin 和女篮的黑子 Michael Che。早在2013年 ，Michael Che 就加入了 Saturday Night Live， 人们所熟知的 SNL。在他的节目中，时常会调侃女篮，不论是 NCAA 女篮还是 WNBA。
A number of sports bars around the country are promising to only show women's basketball games during March Madness. The bars are known collectively as the empty ones. A new report claims that recent stories on the Sports Illustrated website were actually generated by AI, and it's already making glaring mistakes. For instance, it made up something called the WNBA. The University of Iowa announced that basketball star Caitlin Clark will have her jersey retired and replaced with an apron.
于是，在选秀之后 ，Caitlin 来到了 SNL， 当面羞辱了 Michael Che。
And Michael, since you're such a big fan, I brought you a souvenir. It's an apron signed by me.
Thank you. I can't wait to give this to my girlfriend.
You don't have a girlfriend, Michael.
Caitlin Clark, everybody!
回到广告。
So anyway, I think you see the point here. Caitlin Clark is a global phenomenon, and it's as simple as that. And I think the overall belief here is that Nike will be exploiting the international market with, you know, someone who is clearly the highlight of their, I don't know, brand attack, you know, no matter how you look at this. Just a quick update because people have been complaining about the speed with which Nike has gone at this, but I have written this in several responses to posts, to comments on our videos, that, you know, Caitlin Clark is a marketing major and carried a 3.64 GPA in her senior year. She was all scholastic, all right? And don't be naive in thinking that Nike is doing this all by themselves. Caitlin Clark is involved in every single thing, every step of the way, just as she was involved in the Wilson basketball design, okay? She is also involved in the rollout of her marketing plan. And, you know, I'm a 35-year veteran of advertising and public relations, and marketing doesn't mean you flood the zone and you just throw all this shit against the wall as soon as someone comes into the WNBA. That is not marketing, okay? That's not marketing. There is a set marketing plan that is put together with your client, okay? Nike is the brand, Caitlin Clark is the client, and you put together a plan that is rolled out over a period of time. And maybe some of it was slowed down while she was injured, as, you know, it may have made sense to do some of that. Now, the update on her shoe is, from what I hear, we're looking at an April release because both the shoes and the marketing that go behind it has to be approved by Caitlin Clark. She is the client. So understand this. Nike knows exactly what it's doing. It did not get where it got by being stupid. Okay. So again, let me just say this. Anyone who thought she was going to come in her rookie year and they were going to just flood everything with advertising and, shoes, and that's not the way marketing actually works. Just so you understand that. Her career is going to span at least a decade. This contract is a 4-year contract for $28 million, and they have a long way to go with it. Okay, she's just getting started. So that's what I got for you tonight, and I will be back, of course, tomorrow sometime. And I will get to those highlights, but every time I seem to try to get to them, something new comes up like this. So you guys have a fantastic night.